So, we've got a special guest with us today. We're having a special edition of the Daily Show, you could say. A new, fresh way. We like to mix it up a little bit. And seeing that the T20 challenge it has just kicked off and it's in full swing right now, it would have been it's a good idea maybe to bring on some of the stars of the competition so far, and some of the performers and get you guys in contact with them, and so that you can get to know them a lot better, because once their names go in lights and in headlines, etc., there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be asking questions, etc., about certain players. So we're going to do you the honors of giving you a little bit of a video so that you can catch up with all your favorite players in the CSA T20 challenge. Hopefully, we can get through a lot of them. Let's see how many we can get through. But today, we've got a special guest with us, and you guys asked for it as well. It's Donovan Ferreira. So, we're going to get into an interview with him, and we're going to have a lovely chat with him, get to know him a little bit better, us as a channel, because obviously it's the first time a lot of you guys would have seen him on this channel. So it's a nice way for us to actually get to know him as a family, as a community, right here on Cricket Fanatics Magazine. So without further ado, guys, what I want you to do first before we get going is subscribe to this channel. Click that notification bell for all future videos as well. But don't forget to smash the like button, comment, and share, and do all of those things too, so that more people can obviously watch this interview. But also subscribe to Cricket Fanatics Magazine monthly. Every single issue is 100% free, straight into your inbox every single month. The link is in the description. 100% free, guys. Go ahead, click name, email address. That's all we need from you. And you'll get every issue, including every back issue, straight onto your mobile device, whether it is on your laptop or on your tablets. So go ahead and do so right away. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. A very good evening. Welcome to Cricket Fanatics Magazine. This is your daily show, exclusive interview. I'm your host, Khalid. This is my co-host, Werner, today. And we've got Donovan Ferreira with us today I wish I could say in studio, but with us on this particular video with an interview to get to know him a lot better. So without further ado, welcome to the show, Donovan. Great to see you. How are you feeling? How are you doing after your first game?
Yeah, thanks for having me tonight. It's obviously an honor to be on the show. Being the first time, I heard a lot about it. Obviously, coming off a good performance, but for me personally, I enjoy winning. So it was a bitter pill to swallow over there to lose your first game, especially trying to get on, start off a tournament with a bang. You're always playing catch up now, but it's the first game. There's still another 6 games in the group stages for us to get through. So other than that, Camp's in a good space. I'm in a good space. So it doesn't help to look into the past.
Awesome. So I hope you heard good things about us, but I hope you have a lot of fun here on the show. First and foremost, I want to get to know you a little better. So your cricket journey, what has it been like for you? We know we've heard various stories. Some people have had it quite easy, straight out of school into international setups. Others have maybe had to toil a little harder. And then we've got yourself. I know that a little bit about your university time, and you kind of made a name for yourself at your university playing cricket as well. But I want to hear your journey, and from your eyes, from your position, what has your journey in cricket been like, and how did you discover cricket and get to the stage where you are right now?
So for me personally, I think cricket has always been a thing since I've been a young boy. Used to play a lot of cricket with my dad. I've been playing a lot of sports from a young age, trying to do everything, but cricket has just stuck with me from a young age. And to be honest, it's been a bit of a bumpy road, especially going in high school. Not getting selected for Coke Week and then getting pulled in at a late stage. Then going to Tux. From Tux, it's been also, working hard, working with Kruger over there has been a journey which. It's tough. It's a tough environment, but it makes you stronger. Then I was in part of the Northern setup for quite a while. training hard over there for about two years, I think, and just didn't get a gig. But I'm a player that believes you need to earn your spot. So I know a lot of people have had a bit of a free ride, or have got more luck, if I can say it like that. And you have to be happy for those kind of players. But I believe to work hard is obviously part of who I am. And then the last game of the season at Northerns, I think it was 2 years ago, one of the players got injured. I got called up to play, and I took the opportunity, scored 60 of 30 balls against Easterns, and that's how I got the contract at Easterns with Richard Dasnevs. Went there, and then came back there after that. Played a season over there, did well. Then they terminated my contract, and then I decided to, I don't know, stop playing cricket for a bit. Try to find a job, because I was like, this is tough for me. You have to think about your future. I know I'm still quite young, but I like planning things ahead and sorting, like dealing with the situation as it is at the moment. If you don't have a contract, doesn't help just sitting around doing nothing. So I decided to work, because I got a degree. And then, Mandla gave me a call one evening before the first T20 tournament. I wasn't quite sure why. I was expecting why he's calling me, so I answered. And then it was a journey where he said, listen, we need you for the first T20 comp. So then I had to go and ask my boss if I could get leave. So that was a whole debate for that. Because obviously being loyal, like I believe in being loyal, so the work gave me opportunity over there. So I felt like I can't do it doesn't do justice just to, expect them to give me off. So I told Manda to ask Jock Full, listen, can you please call my boss and speak to him so we can find out if it's viable, if I can do it, because obviously they gave me an opportunity and they helped me when I was down in the dumps. So then the first T20 bubble happened. I performed over there. So the one thing that I've learned in the last couple of weeks, couple of months, is when you get an opportunity, make the most of it, because you never know where it can go, what could happen. So that's currently where I am now.
Wow, I want to touch on that because, of course, I'm going to, as a journalist, I'm gonna find certain angles within what you've said. But when it comes to your journey, I mean, that's maybe a good lesson for most players, to take that opportunity. But how do you ready yourself for that opportunity? Like, I mean, consistently now it's happened to you. Like, I would say maybe even with the MSL, were you taken aback with the MSL contract when you got called for the MSL, or were you confident that you'd get called up for that? Also,
Well,
yeah,
well,
start
no,
with that.
not really. So with the MSL thing, the MSL gig, that also came out of the blue, because I remember playing in one of the Titans bashes.
Yeah.
And then the coach that at the time just asked me, listen, how old are you? Then I was like, why is this guy asking me what's my age? Then he's like, no, one of the MSL teams are interested in signing you as a rookie. So that also came out of the blue. So every situation that I've been in, I've come basically from club cricket, varsity cricket to a professional level. Instead of like,
Jeez.
playing, being part of like an amateur setup, playing there regularly and then moving up. So it's a bit of a surprise. But I mean, yeah. So answering the question about how to be ready, for me personally, the journey that I'm working now makes it a lot easier for me, because I can just play with freedom, because I have a bit of a backup. I know I'm lucky in that situation, but that's just the mindset that I'm in now. Is you're not. Yes, you are playing for a contract. Yes, you do want to get a contract, but I always know at this stage, the situation that I'm in now, I know that the work is my primary job, if I can say it like
Okay.
that. So it's just
Mhm.
given me a lot of freedom in a mental capacity to just enjoy cricket again and not play with all that stress, all that worry. So I think I'm just enjoying the game at the moment, and that's probably why my performances are like they are at the moment.
Okay, cool. So it's a it's good advice to maybe for other cricketers maybe to have something to fall back on to let go of the stress, to let go of that. Yours is maybe your work is kind of giving you that safety net, but for
Yeah.
others that are maybe struggling or coming straight out of club cricket, I guess they just need to find that happy place. Okay, Werner, I'm going to hand it over to you. I'm going to give you three questions to ask. I know I said two initially, but I'll give you three.
Very cool. How's it, Donovan?
How's
It's
that?
great and good, man. It's great to hear. I know a lot of people who don't quite make it to play club club cricket will never get to that level, never get that opportunity. So it's good to see that even though you have to take the long route, you are getting this opportunity now. So that's awesome. So obviously you're then trying to work towards getting a contract. And I'm sure you don't just want to stick with the T20 format. Do you have aspirations playing the Momentum One Day Cup, maybe getting into the Red Bull game?
Yeah, so definitely, I think every cricketer's dream is to play all formats. But for me, currently, I'm just taking it day by day, focusing on my performances now. And, if I perform now, then it'll speak for itself that I'll get picked for One Day Cup if there's a spot in the team. But for me, like I say, with this things, everything that's been happening in cricket lately and just in my personal journey, it doesn't help to think about, all of those things. Just deal with the situation that I'm in now. So I'm in this T20 comp. I'm getting opportunity to play, so I might as well take the most of it. And what happens after that has to happen. Everything will happen for a reason, I suppose.
Yeah, definitely. So you're also playing at Turkey's. You said you studied for a degree. What degree did you study?
So I did an undergrad in business management, and then I did a postgrad diploma in entrepreneurship, and then I did another postgrad diploma in digital innovation.
All right. Oh, that's quite a lot. So
Yeah.
that's impressive. I have a question about your helmet. Why is your cricket helmet different than the rest of the players?
So with the first T20 bubble, they obviously didn't want to. They said the helmets only for contracted players. That there wasn't enough helmets to give to everyone. And then just before this tour, I got a helmet from them, from the Titans, and the back flap or the back adjustment thing wasn't working. So I gave it back, and then just time caught us. When I got another helmet, it was too small. So I'm just using the helmet cover at this point in time. I know it looks pretty funny or whatever, but for me personally, it doesn't really bother me too much. Like, I'm not really phased about what it looks like or whatever. If it does the job, it does the job.
I kind of like it. It makes you stand out from the rest.
Hopefully my performance does, not my helmet.
Yeah, of course. Performance first, obviously.
He's lying, man. He's practicing for the IPL there, with the color changes of the hats.
Yeah.
Look here, man. I want to ask you, Donovan, though, like about that. Let's go into that IPL question. I want to ask you. I saw your name on the list for the mega auction, etc. I just wanted to ask you, what is the process with regards to getting your name on that mega auction list, etc.
Yeah, so I was also surprised, like just how you guys are surprised. I'm also surprised that firstly my name's over there because everything's happening really quickly. But what happened was the Saka team sent players a message because apparently the IPL guys sent a list of people that should enter into the IPL, and then apparently you enter, so you fill in a form and then you enter the auction now, and then they select who gets shortlisted that actually can be in the main auction. So I'm pretty sure there's a lot of players. Anyone can obviously enter into the IPL, if I can say it like that, but then you get shortlisted to enter the main auction, if that's my understanding into that.
Are you excited? Do you have a preferred team that you've been? Okay, maybe I shouldn't ask you a preferred team because that might cause some problems. Let me ask you for some of the performances maybe in the IPL that you've enjoyed in the past.
Yeah, so I think obviously it's like I say, coming 6 months ago where I was basically like, I don't know if I can still play cricket because it's just not going anywhere for me, to all of these things happening now. I think it is obviously overwhelming, and it is obviously a bit of a confidence boost seeing your name over there, because you always watch the IPL and you always see the superstars and you're like, jeepers, will I ever play there? Will I ever be part of it? And now all of a sudden, I think just being as a young player, just being in the auction, is already a massive confidence boost. And I think it'll be a great opportunity if you can get lucky enough to get picked up over there. But yeah, like I say, if I just keep performing the way I do, then it's in their hands if they want to kind of give you a contract or not. I just think I'm in a mindset now where control what you can control, because the rest is just gonna eat you up mentally if you just try and focus on everything and control everything. And then in terms of performances over there, obviously I'm an exciting player, so RCB I think plays exciting brand. I know they're not always you know as successful consistently, but it's very exciting the players that they have. Um, but obviously, I mean, Chennai and Mumbai has obviously done well. Chennai has got a load of experience, so I think that for me the thing is if I can get picked up in the IPL, it would be a great learning experience for me to take my game forward. Especially now also playing with like Quinny, Classy, TNS, those type of players that have played at a higher level. It's obviously nice having chats to them. Just thinking, just finding out, what kind of makes them successful. And I mean, most of them have said it's just a mental space. For me, I told Quinny like it's so amazing. It's a bit like starstruck because you as a youngster you're always watching him bat on TV, but now you're sitting next to him in a team room, chatting to him and just picking his brain and having a laugh, just and also just seeing that he's also human. I think a lot of the times when you play with these players, you like jeepers, you just see them on TV being superstars, but actually they just like one of us.
Khalid actually asked the questions I wanted to ask in terms of the IPL. But I'm thinking about Quinny, who managed to get Marco Jansen into his Mumbai team. Maybe he could put in a good word for you. But
Yeah, you never know.
you never know. You never know. Not that he is with a team right now, but I'm sure
Yeah.
you'll get the team again. Um, what do I want to ask you? So okay, this is into you. Okay, let me ask you this: who are the players you've looked up to growing up, and maybe now still in international cricket or domestically? Somebody you've tried to maybe take on board some of the skills they have, stuff like that.
So being the player that I am, I've obviously watched a lot of Josh Butler batting, because I feel we're very, I wouldn't say similar, but I mean ball striking wise, and I think Glenn Maxwell's also someone who I can look up to because he's obviously a clean striker, takes the game forward. So I think it's players like that which I try and look at, but I also feel like you know you can obviously look up to those players and try and learn from them. But I want to create my own identity. I don't want to be labeled as another Maxwell or another Josh Butler. You know what I'm saying? But I think, and obviously, I mean, AB, when I played with him in the Spartans, a lot to learn from him. Just the way he thinks. Obviously now being with Quinny, the way he thinks, it just shows why they are the best in the world, just in terms of their mental capacity that they have. And obviously, there's talent involved and skills involved. But I feel at international level, I think there's most people who have skills and who have talent, but their mental space, I think, for me, is something that stands out and just puts them above the rest.
Okay, I'm gonna go into the comment section and ask you some of the questions that are here. The ones that haven't been asked by us already. So you've already answered that one. Um, someone asked, "Can you bowl?" We know the answer to that a little, but if you want to answer it, you can answer it so long while I'm looking for more. How do you rate your bowling?
So I think obviously a lot of people don't know like that I can bowl because I used to keep at school. So I only started bowling off spin after school. But I mean, I feel white ball cricket like because I'm a batter. I think as a spinner, if you don't have all the skills, then if you can just be forward thinking and think what the batter is going to do, it helps you to kind of judge what you can do. So a lot of the times when I'm bowling to a batter, I try and think what he's going to do, or what I would do in the situation, which maybe tries that and that way I try to get ahead of the game.
Cool. I don't know if you want to ask this one out, Werner, but I'll put it up on the screen for you to ask. Just on mute.
Siraj is ask, yeah. Siraj is asking Donovan, which batting position do you want to bat at?
So for me, I personally feel comfortable at six because I've been doing it for a while. But I mean, I feel also having that floating role, which also has been part of my whole journey. If the team has done well to move up, up the batting order. But I've just been always batting at six, especially in white ball stuff, finishing the game off. But I don't, I'm not too phased about that. Where I bat, for me, I'm a big team player, so I worry about what's required for the team. If the team needs me to go open the batting, then I'll try. I'll obviously give my best or whatever. But I just feel comfortable batting at six because that's obviously what I know. Maybe later on in my career, I could work on batting up front, which a lot of the players. I mean, if you look at the BBL at the moment, a lot of the explosive batters are batting high up in the order, and I think that's where the game's going. So I think it's definitely a skill, to work on, especially now in the off season.
Um, do you do you like keeping or bowling more along with batting? Which one do you prefer more to do?
Um, I'm pretty much. I think bowling. I think being quite tall, so that keeping takes a toll on you, and I haven't kept for about 5 years now. So for me, the bowling is a nice skill to have with the with the batting, and being in the field, being in key positions is nice. Sometimes keeping is just a bit boring, standing behind the stumps, and yeah. So I prefer bowling with batting.
Maxwell, AB, Butler, Guptill. Which is your favorite player among these four?
Yeah, I would say AB.
You have to say that now, eh? What? Teammates and everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You never know if he's going to come play another game, yeah or not.
Yeah. Let me finish this up. Donovan, thanks a lot for coming on the show, of course. Thanks, Werner, for joining as well. Thanks to the live chat as well. I just want to know a little bit about your thought processes with regards to that batting, being coming a floater or batting at number six. Mentally, how do you prepare yourself for that? Because most of the time, you'll get into situations that the team is either in trouble or they needed to finish the game like you had yesterday. You had an opportunity to do so. But how do you prepare yourself mentally? What sort of conversations do you have with a coach? Do you have a mental coach, etc., to stay focused or to work on those type of how can I say nerves, etc., that you'll feel when you're in the middle?
So yeah, for me, with my batting personally, I try and take it as deep as possible. Give myself a chance, and just play the situation of there. Because you can always catch up at the end. That's how I feel. So obviously, if you have wickets in hand, batting with someone as well makes it a lot easier. But I think for myself, taking it as deep as possible has been something that I've learned over the couple of years that I've been playing now. Because I feel like the more balls I face, the more chance I give myself, obviously, to finish the game off. Sometimes I feel batters go a bit early, and coaches have always said, yeah, but there's still 5 overs left, which is 30 balls. So that, and if you think about it, it's still a lot of balls left. So instead of looking at the runs that we need and the amount of balls that are still left, I rather look at the run rate we need per over, because that little challenge to get 10 runs or 8 runs off the over for me is a lot easier than looking at the bigger total saying you need 60 or 30 or whatever the case might be. So that's what I try and do when I'm out there in the middle. Try and not let the run rate get above 10, or if it gets to that, if you have wickets in hand, try to target one side of the field if there's a shorter boundary, which in most cases there are. And once you get a feel for which bowler you can take down, you need to capitalize on that. I think that's what I've been trying to do over the last couple of innings that I've been playing.
Fern, any final question you want to ask? I like to put him on the spot, so it's normal.
Maybe I'll ask one that's not just related to you. As the new guy, Devold Brevis, entered your camp, and how's he gelling with you guys? I know you talked earlier about working your way through and doing the hard work to get there and not wanting to be labeled, and he's probably been both the opposite of that.
Yes.
So has he joined? How is he gelling with the rest of the team?
So he hasn't joined as yet. I think he's only joining us tomorrow. But for me, being a young player as well, I would like to obviously put him in close, get to know him, obviously, because hopefully, if myself and him play for the Titans, we'd be playing for a couple of years together. You never know what could happen. So try and build that relationship as soon as possible. would obviously be beneficial for, the franchise. Or if there's another franchise that you go to or whatever, if you play for South Africa, you never know what's going to happen going forward. But I mean, he is going to, be part of our squad now. So you might as well, as a youngster, pull him in, because I know how it feels to be an outsider, if I can say it like that. So, and there's a lot of hype obviously around him, which must be tough on him as well. I know it's obviously nice to be in the spotlight, but there's a lot of pressure on him as well. And if he feels like the guys in our unit now currently are backing him and he can be a bit vulnerable over here, if I can say it like that, then, we might get the best out of every player. And if he fires for us, then it just helps us. It gets one step closer to possibly winning a trophy.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's a great mindset.
Yeah, there is a question over here that I've been baited into asking, because otherwise I'm going to hear it. I'm going to hear it forever on the shadow if I don't ask you it, because I make a big thing about, for example, as a finisher in cricket in South Africa. Something that I've kind of noticed, maybe sometimes with the national side, is a criticism that from my opinion, not the Cricket Fanatics brand, but myself as an opinion, watching the game. And it's easy for me to talk from the couch or sitting at here and watching the games, but farming the strike towards the end of a game, particularly for a batter that is in, like yourself yesterday. Maybe you can chat a little bit about that. Has that been communicated with you guys from a batting perspective, from your coaches? How hard is it actually to do it? Because it's easy for me to say, "Oh, are you taking a single? You must face." Like, that's how I was shouting at the TV sometimes.
Yeah.
So give me some insight into that. How difficult is it for you to do that? Like yesterday, for example, do you feel that you could have taken strike a little bit more towards the end, or whatever the case may be?
Yeah, so I think for me personally, when you're out there in the middle, I've also been in that situation where you're shouting at the TV saying, "Why are you taking a single over there?" But when you're out there in the middle, you're not always, processing everything, because you're focusing so hard just to watch the ball and, to back yourself to hit it for six. And I probably, I think it was the last over when I took that single. When I think back now, I'm like, I should have rather backed myself, to face that ball instead of taking that single. But then again, I was also thinking, how many games have you missed out on one or two of those singles, and then you lose the game by 1 or 2 runs? So it's kind of like a catch-22 for me. But for me, the thing is, you have to have another batter there at the end with you. It makes it a lot easier, because I think for myself, as a clean hitter of the ball, a lot of the other batters just try and give me strike. So for me, when I bat with them, I just try and say, back yourself as well. There's a reason why you also batting. You know what I'm saying? Like when Pangi was batting with me, I said to him, Pato is probably going to go Yorker. So if you lap him over here, that's an option. It's a good option. You go for a boundary. Instead of us going one, then I'm facing the last ball over. So, it's a catch-22. I think it's always easier to analyze afterwards and to speak about you should have done this, should have done that. But who knows? I could have taken a single there. Pangi could have taken a single, and I could have gone out next ball. You don't know. So, for me, it's just it's like a catch-22 over there. I should have probably faced the whole last over. If I think back now, would have given us a better chance. But in that situation, I didn't know. You can't really predict. You run hard, he maybe fumbles the ball, you run 2, then no one's complaining about it. So, I don't like living in the past or living and saying, you should have done this, you should have done that, because if you were going to do it, then you would have done it in that situation. I don't think anyone does anything on purpose, unless you probably or something like that. I don't know. But no one does anything on purpose. In that situation, there's obviously a lot of pressure. You're trying to keep your head as clear as possible. You don't want to be thinking about, should I take the single? Should I not take the single? You have to back yourself. So if a player comes in and asks you for advice, you say this is what they should do, and you back them to do that. Because if you don't back them to do that, if there's doubt, then what? Then you're anyway going to lose the game, in my opinion. You have to do everything 100%. I'd rather lose at 100% than win at like 50%, or lose at 50%, if I can say it like that.
Awesome. Thanks a lot. That gave me a lot extra information to talk about before I start, when I do get to the situation where I talk about that again. But thanks a lot for coming on the show, Donovan. Good luck for the rest of the tournament. I hope it's a good one for you, and I hope you come on again. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and you'll come on again and talk to us again. Cool.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Awesome. So, guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Obviously, don't forget to smash the like button, comment, share, subscribe, click that notification bell for all future videos. But also, don't forget to download the latest issue of Cricket Fanatics magazine. Every issue is 100% free, straight to your inbox every single month. Link is on the screen as well as in the description. You also have an opportunity to become a patron. Werner's a patron, so you guys can become one too. So join the link. The link is on the screen or in the description as well. And don't forget to just comment and share this with all your friends and families too. Thanks a lot, Donovan, for giving us your time. Thanks a lot, Werner. Thanks a lot to the fans in the comment section. We'll see you guys again tomorrow with another daily show. Take care.